shoulder pain. Before I became a physio, I battled through shoulder pain constantly. I couldn't bench press, I couldn't overhead press. Sometimes it got so bad that I couldn't even put things up on the top shelf. Shoulder pain doesn't just target people that go to the gym. Unfortunately, if you're watching this video, you probably have some shoulder pain. Because our arms are involved in everything we do, it's really hard to avoid the pain. So what do? In today's video, we're going to talk about some potential causes, shoulder anatomy, tests that I usually run within my clinical practice, and some exercises to improve shoulder pain. My name is Milos. I'm a doctor in physical therapy, an exercise scientist, and a fitness coach. And today, we're going to make your shoulders bulletproof. Now, the shoulder joint has the largest range of motion within our body. This makes the shoulder one of the most unstable joints. The more motion we have in a joint, the less stable it is. Because of the reduction in stability, we have a lot of muscles that hold our shoulder joint together. This can make it tricky to identify what's the primary cause. From my personal experience working as a clinician, one of the most common causes of shoulder pain is overload. Whether that's returning to playing cricket and starting to bowl the ball after 5 years off, or starting a new job that requires overhead lifting, or even as simple as going to the basketball court and shooting a couple of 3-pointers. Doing an activity that you haven't done in such a long period of time can overload the structures in your shoulder. This can then irritate and cause an inflammatory response, and then we have pain. So one of the first things that we need to do when we're addressing shoulder pain is make sure that we're reducing the aggravating factors. If you find overhead activity aggravating your symptoms, just simply reduce it temporarily until we build up the strength around the shoulder. The most common painful presentation I see within clinic is something called shoulder impingement. And that's basically when structures, tendons, ligaments, muscles in your shoulder joint get pinched as you move your shoulder. And there's multiple reasons to why that may be happening. But one thing is for certain, the stronger your muscles are that support your shoulder, the less likely that is to happen. Commonly, the signs and symptoms of shoulder pain occur within the painful arc. The painful arc is between 90 and 120 degrees of shoulder abduction. Generally, movement within this range of motion aggravates our symptoms most. Movement below and above that range of motion tends to be less painful. This is an indication of shoulder impingement. So if you have pain in the painful arc, make sure you're doing the exercise I'm about to discuss. So some of the key muscles and muscle groups we're going to be strengthening with these exercises are your serratus anterior, rotator cuff complex, the trapezius muscles, and your deltoids. That's to name a few. The first exercise that you can do is a forward raise with a towel or a band. I generally start my patients off in a lying position. From there, you want to pull the band apart and raise it over your head. Make sure to keep the band nice and tight throughout the entire range of motion. If you don't have access to a band, you can use a towel instead. If completing this exercise in a lying position is too easy, you can do it in a standing position. This exercise targets the muscles in your upper back area in the back of your shoulder. It helps stabilize the shoulder from the back, which in return plays a pivotal role with any overhead activities. I'll add some links in the description of the bands I generally recommend for my patients to purchase when they're doing any type of shoulder exercises. They're affordable, robust, and you can use them for any muscle group in the future. I generally use them for a warm-up before any of my workouts. Or if I go on holidays, they're generally lightweight and I just pop them in my bag and take them with me. If you have a band, you have a gym. The next exercise is called a wall slide. Your walls are going to be nice and clean after this one. What you want to do is set yourself up in a lunge position, about 6 inches from the wall. Using a towel, you want to press forward into the wall and slide your arm up as much as possible. Keeping the pressure pushing forward into the wall, you want to slide the towel back down. The easier this exercise gets, the more pressure you should apply towards the wall. This exercise targets the serratus anterior, which plays a key role in stabilizing your shoulder blade. And as we know, the shoulder is made up of our humerus bone and our shoulder blade. The next exercise to complete is a scapular push-up. You would want to set yourself up just like you would do with a regular push-up. The key difference here is that your elbows stay straight. Most of the movement should be happening at your shoulder joint. You can start this exercise off in a 4-point kneeling position. Once you get good control and get the hang of the movement, you can transition by doing it from your knees Once this becomes a little bit easier, you can do it in a full push-up position on your toes. This is another great exercise to activate the serratus anterior. And last but not least is the pullover. Most of the time when you get shoulder pain, it's quite sore to lift your arm above your head. The pullover actually targets muscles around your shoulder eccentrically. What that means is you're able to activate those muscles while they're lengthening. This helps improve the strength, stability, but also the mobility of your shoulder. So when you start trying to lift your shoulder above your head again, it's a lot easier for you to do. Start off in a lying down position. From here, you can grab a bottle of water, 600 grams to a liter. 1 liter equals 1 kilo. Then you want to lower that weight above your head. Make sure to do this exercise nice and slow so you have the full stretch throughout the entire range of motion. And of course, once the 1 kilo becomes easy, it's time to increase the weight. My recommendation is to increase the weight every 1 to 2 weeks. And it's only a gradual increase. You can increase it by half a kilo to a kilo. As you build up your tolerance, continue to increase the weight that you're doing. If you're using a band, just apply more tension to the band. If you're using a towel, also apply more tension to the towel. With the scapular push-up, you can modify how you do it to increase or decrease the intensity. And with the pullover, you can gradually increase the weight as you build up your tolerance. Now remember, this shouldn't aggravate your symptoms. An increase in 2 out of 10 is okay. Anything beyond that, it's too much. You want to reduce the difficulty of the exercises. If your pain's there while you're completing the exercises, that's not too bad. However, it's important that your pain subsides as you stop the exercises. If your pain continues to get worse and worse and worse, stop. If you have any questions about shoulder exercises, you can pop them in the comment section below. If you liked today's video, please click the like and the subscribe button. If you would like one-on-one physiotherapy sessions conducted all online, reach out to me at onlinephysical.health. If you have any questions about that, you can always put it on the website chat. Otherwise, you can follow us on Instagram at onlinephysical.health.